Ms Legalista here. Welcome to the video. I'm going to be talking about a new term that I learned just the last few days. But let me go down this list of words here in terms of these scams. I made a little list here: phishing, bank jugging, hacking, SIM swapping, cloning, cramming, spoofing, porting, smishing, and slamming. In this video, we're going to be talking about brushing. Yes, brushing. Not brushing your teeth, but brushing as another scam with packages and usually with Amazon.
Have you ever received a package full of random items that you didn't order? If so, you might have been a victim of a scam that is targeting millions of people across the country. NBC10 consumer investigative reporter Ms Legalista is here to tell us more about, Leslie, what's called brushing scams.
Yeah, a lot of people have never heard of this, but a package is delivered, it's for you, but you didn't order it and you don't want the contents of it. You're left wondering what's going on. But unexpected orders of random merchandise can indicate a brushing scam. And brushing scams are used by some unscrupulous online retailers to bolster their businesses. Here's how it works. Scammers create fake accounts using real names and addresses to place orders for their own product. This can be done by third-party sellers who are trying to achieve verified merchant status on a site. Once that unsolicited package is shipped and delivered, they write a glowing fake review in your name to improve their product rating. The goal is to make the product appear more popular and reliable. And while it sounds harmless, your personal information could be compromised.
Let's stop there, make sure we have the basics down here. So you caught that piece about them using your real name and your address. Now, if your name and address aren't public information, then that's not something that you're going to have to worry about. But if you are a homeowner or you live somewhat of a public life, your information may be out there in the public records. Deeds showing property ownership, tax property records in your county, in your state. Some of this information is already public. It may be very easy for someone to then find a legitimate name, match it with a legitimate address, and then go ahead and place this review in your name. And it looks real, except it's not you. Got that part down. If you're public and that information is out there, you might not be able to get around that one so easily.
It's already telling us that our data is there. Maybe they obtained this information in a data broker site, or they actually were able to, in a data breach in the dark web, they were able to obtain it. Maybe that specific scenario doesn't look so problematic, but it tells us that something bigger is happening in the background. So it's just the first step of something that could be very negative at the end.
This is the other side. If they didn't get it from a legitimate site, it could be that they got it as a result of a data breach. Now, these data breaches are happening all of the time if you're following them. Sometimes you get email notifications or written letters from some company that you have an account with to let you know that there was a breach and some of your information may have been released. That information is then provided on these directories, like he said, on the dark web. People then have your information. So if someone didn't get it from a legitimate public site, as he's saying, it could be that your information was a part of a data breach and it's now on the dark web.
If you receive something that you did not order, first you want to confirm with family and friends that it isn't a gift that someone sent you that you didn't know about. If you discover that it was an unsolicited package, contact the seller or retailer about the mistake. You can either discard the package or return it to the sender. These products are usually cheap and are not very useful. You do want to change your account password and monitor your bank accounts closely for any unusual activity after this happens. Consider freezing your credit. This will prevent anyone from trying to open anything in your name. And you also want to report the incident to the Federal Trade Commission. Another thing, don't ever pay for any packages that you didn't order. If the seller later reaches out to you or the delivery company says that postage is due on that package, tell them you didn't place the order and you want it returned to the sender, but don't pay any money.
Two things One is, yes, I've gotten a package before and it was not something that I anticipated getting. And it turns out it was from a family member. I mean, usually a lot of the packages come in my name here. And this package came and I was just like, what in the world is this? But it was from a family member. I'm obviously having trouble talking in this video. The second thing is another scam in and of itself. Sometimes you will get these notifications saying that there is a package for you or a package that needs to be returned, and they are asking for this postage to be paid. Now, in this case, she's sort of bringing that back up here. You're not responsible for paying the postage back for something that you did not order. Let's just be really clear about that. You may be pressured, the other party may try to pressure you into doing this. Do not fall for it. You do not have to pay for it. They want it back, they can come and get it back. The other thing to point out is when they were going through that little list there and it was all blurred out. Now we know which retailer was really behind the blurry, right? We know who that was. This particular retailer has been reaching out and saying if they find sellers on their website doing this, they will close that seller's account because it's against their policies. So it could just be a matter of time after you get all of those boxes that seller's account gets shut down anyway, and you would no longer be receiving any boxes from them. The key thing, though, is just not knowing whether or not they got your information from a legitimate source or from a data breach. And you should probably assume the worst and make sure you're following up on all of those things she said, checking your accounts, changing passwords, doing those things to keep your information safe. All right, so I hope this provides you with some information about protecting your wealth, protecting your financial future, especially if you're trying to put financial plans in place for you and your family. This is just another way to think about financial planning, making sure that your information is safe, making sure that you're doing everything to keep your information from getting out to other people and taking the proper steps that you need to take once you find out something's gone wrong. Now, I want to say one last thing here. Right now, I'm sort of dealing with an instance where something has happened. I'm going to talk about this more in another video. Something has happened, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's a scam and what my next step should be. I actually had to do some research on this. And so right now, I'm in a holding pattern to see where this goes. We're going to give it a few days, watch it, see what happens, and then figure out what the next steps are going to be. And I also need to contact some people to say, hey, this happened. I know I'm being really secretive right now, but it falls right in line with some of the scams that we've seen, but it's a little different. I had not heard of this one quite like this, so it caught me off guard until someone said to me that could be a scam. So I don't know. I'm going to share it with you. I don't know why I still have her up here. I could take her down. I don't know. I should share the details at a later point in time. At this point, I'm just sort of rambling. So let me end the video here. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you now know a little bit more about brushing and what it is and what you should do to protect yourself. All right. Mwah. Peace.